Now we present to you America's quintessential iconoclastic anomaly. Wow. In talk radio, your host, Joe Christiano.
And again, to take control of our government now before this bureaucratic, oversized, and self-serving federal government starves us of our property, our freedom, our rights, and our liberty. To do this, we must shed conventional thinking regarding our political structure. We need to be revolutionaries in thought, dissidents in action. Only after we recognize what our government is doing to our freedom and our Constitution will we start taking it back.
And
welcome to the University of Logic, better known as Christiano's Conservatory, correcting convoluted conversations. Welcome to Liberty Talk Radio, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Joe Christiano. And before we start, and we have several guests here today.
Yeah,
well, before we start, I want everyone in Radio Land to know that you are listening to radio's #1 talk show program during this time slot.
Really?
Yeah, we broke it. We broke through. We are the best. We are #1. We are one. We are #1. Right. No, but some people think that this is the only program that we have. I'd like you to know that we have actually a companion broadcast on the internet, libertytalkradio.com, which is typically broadcasted on Thursday morning at 6:30.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because you can listen to it anytime.
Yeah, listen anytime. Everyone's hollering at me, folks. Come on.
Joe, this is the only scheduled broadcast. This is the only scheduled broadcast.
This is a scheduled broadcast. Okay.
Yeah.
We post weekly the internet show every week on both the app, which we have.
Yeah,
right?
an app. That's a little device you download on your phone.
Yeah,
Joe.
thank you very much.
Okay.
And on the website, no, this is not the same show you're listening to right now. It's actually a different show. It's not what they call a celestially
broadcasted show. It's not
show.
been broadcast throughout the airways. It is on the internet.
All right. So if you haven't heard,
that's amazing.
Get the app or go online to hear it.
Yeah, either way, they can do it, Joe.
Okay.
I just want you to know, folks, that you can get Joe at a different time, not the same show, anytime, either downloading his app on your iPhone or on your Google Play, from the Google Play Store. Just type in Liberty Talk Radio. The logo comes up and download it. Then when you want to hear him, they'll hear the show at any time. It'll just come into wherever, it's on a loop.
We're on several platforms. We're on Liberty Express Radio. We're on TuneIn. We're on Blog Talk Radio. We stream live.
Yeah.
And do you know in streaming live, our second largest audience, you know what city that is?
Memphis.
Never guess. Which
Memphis, Tennessee?
No, it's Louisiana, New Orleans.
All right. Beijing, China.
Really?
I'm not kidding you. I get the stats every week. Beijing comes in #2 every time.
Beijing,
right?
Well, they do need liberty there.
No, and they are responsible.
Pay attention to what they're saying as well.
Really, a Chinese national from Beijing living in Malaysia is responsible for me being here today, because if not, I would have quitted broadcasting about 5 years ago. In fact, I did quit 5 years ago, and he wrote a letter. I never forget this. My wife read this letter, and she has a tough time crying. I drop a pencil, I cry for an hour. But no, seriously, But he wrote a letter, and I should bring this letter in and read it. It's the most unbelievable letter.
Yeah, you
and
should.
Basically, what he says, please don't stop. He said, you have no idea what effect you have on this continent and the people who listen to you.
That's pretty amazing.
That is pretty amazing. This broadcast can only
Malaysia.
go so far. This can go to maybe, Colorado or Atlanta, but that internet show goes all the way around the world.
All over the world.
We'd be minute downtown Phoenix.
Yeah, even Phoenix.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well,
we got some guests too, Joe. Why don't we introduce the guests before you start ranting?
Yeah.
Sure. I never rant.
Oh, no.
I never rant. I'm calm, cool, and collected.
You ought to see what he looks like tonight. You only can find that on the internet.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because we have a picture there.
They'll find out about it. And who are you, sir?
Rich Ziskind from New York, your neighbor.
Oh, okay.
A neighbor from New York? Really?
Okay, Rich. Nice. My lovely wife is here. Gary's lovely wife is here. My wife, Erin, and Ann is here. And, of course, my agent's here. And Jim.
Yeah.
Hey,
now, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, good to see you. Hey, good to see you. Now, Joe, I have to ask you, though. I mean, through all this, the start of this show here, you have an arrow through your head. Now, what's that about?
Strange that you noticed.
Strange that I noticed.
Yeah. Well, let me explain.
This
This was my third failed attempt at suicide.
What?
Yeah.
Third failed attempt at suicide.
There was nothing up there, very vital that he could hit.
I guess not. Well, why did you use an arrow? Why didn't you use a gun or something like that?
Well, see, my wife was napping at the time, and I didn't want to wake her up. I'm a considerate guy, I didn't do that,
Well, 3 attempts at suicide, but
the first.
But you're still. Go ahead. You're still alive, though.
Oh, I know that. Well, the first attempt was interesting. I didn't know exactly how to do this. So the first time I missed altogether, and it whizzed past me. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, between you and me, don't tell my wife this, but I hit my mother-in-law's picture. Right between the eyes. When she finds that arrow there, I'm going to be sleeping in your garage. I can tell you that.
You will be.
And then the second one, the second was a little bit better, but I hit the cat's tail,
Poor cat.
But he loved it. You know why?
Joe.
Because he goes around smacking the dog, pricking the dog with the arrow tip, Hey, the dog is miserable now, but I can't catch the cat.